be honest with you, this is really hard for me to talk about. I don't really know why this happened or what it had to do with me or my brother. It's hard enough talking to my family and friends about this, let alone complete strangers. You probably think I just want attention or something. Believe me, I wish I would have never seen what I saw that night. Never.
I'm 78 years old, and for as long as I can remember, I've never heard a folk tale that I could actually believe. In fact, there's only one story that I can recall that had any truth to it, and that's the story of Deerman.
Well, there is the Nanhuru. That's Cherokee for the Deerman. I guess a long time ago, an old Indian shaman embedded the spirit of deer into the womb of his granddaughter's unborn child as punishment for fatherless offspring to come. It's a good story, but who believes that stuff anyway?
Well, one night, me and my brother Nick decided to go camping near these woods close to our house. We haven't even been to these woods before, so we decided to walk a few trails before we set up our campsite. We got lost when we were walking the trails, so it was really cold and dark out by the time we found our campsite again. We really needed to build a fire.
I had a spotlight with me, and I thought it would be a good idea if I used an abandoned tree stand to spotlight for Grant while he was collecting firewood. So I climbed up the stand and started spotlighting. It was working good, but then I saw this thing.
By the time I collected a decent amount of firewood, Nick took the spotlight off the ground in front of me. Maybe he thought I had collected enough firewood or something, but then I heard him yelling at me. It sounded like he had fallen at first. His voice was really shaky, like he was crying. When I got closer, I heard him say,
"There's something in the woods! There's something in the woods!" It was moving like a deer, but it stood up like a man would. It kept moving from tree to tree, closer and closer to Grant. I followed it with light, but it kept moving so fast. After I yelled at Grant, it just disappeared. I never saw it leave.
I was really freaking out after I could understand what Nick was yelling. I dropped my sticks and started to run towards him, but then I heard footsteps coming towards me, and I covered my head because I didn't know what it was. Then, it was gone.
At first I didn't believe them, of course. They're young boys. They make up stories all the time. But they insisted they were telling the truth. It became harder and harder for me to ignore. One day I was cleaning Nick's room and I found this drawing. I was afraid to ask him about it.